Guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Lua. I did a video a few weeks ago on my Sunday reset routine just to show how I get it all done, because I kind of bake once a week at home for the family, healthy and sometimes just handy snacks that I use fruits that are going off to do. And I did a banana bread recipe, which a lot of you asked for, and I have decided today, 2 weeks later, to do the recipe and show you guys step by step. And I hope that you like it and you prepare it for your family. And when you do, please share the results. So let's get straight into baking. And if this is the first time that you've clicked one of my videos, consider checking out my other videos. And if you're interested, join our community. Let's get straight baking. So let's talk about the bananas, and ideally they should be really like this, soft, like this color. And some people actually say that if it's not in this consistency, use bananas like this and just bake them in the oven for I think about 40 minutes on 270, and they'll become like this, soft, easy and sweet. First thing is butter. I use unsalted butter, this amount, and it has to be room temperature, really soft. It makes the job easier, and that is a cup of butter. Next, I go with half a cup of white sugar, and my secret is brown sugar. Use dark brown soft sugar, which is best for baking. If you're in the UK, this is easy to find. Otherwise, just any brown sugar will do. So I measure another half a cup of brown sugar. You can just put it in there to avoid the mess, because I don't like to have to tidy after myself. And we all know brown sugar, right? It comes out in, if you're somebody who bakes like me, you'll know that it comes out in chunks. Half a cup, but don't forget that some has dropped in.
So let's start mixing. So I use a handheld mixer. If you've got a freestanding one, it does the same job, and you just keep whisking till you find it slightly more fluffy. It doesn't have to be done to perfection.
So we'll peel this and mash it. Remember that you want it to be like baby food consistency here. You don't want it too mashed. Similar to making banana pancakes, again, another of my specialties. If you want to see that, let me know and I'll do a tutorial for you. And we'll set that aside.
And then next we break in 2 medium room temperature eggs. It needs to be room temperature to match with the other ingredients used, like the butter. And then just give that a good mix again into your batter. Perfection is not the aim here, it's just to make it nice and fluffy. 5 minutes handheld mixer should do.
I'll put the 3 bananas, mashed bananas. So now the trick is always to add your dry to the wet. So what I'll do now is I'll add my flour and the dry ingredients into this mixture. I always use a sieve.
So the reason why I stick with the old-fashioned sieve is I believe that once you sieve flour into your batter, it incorporates air and it makes your mixtures, cakes and breads more fluffy. So as you can see, I've just added 1 cup of all-purpose flour, and I have replaced the half cup with almond flour. It makes the recipe very nutty, and I think it's my secret ingredient. To that I add half a teaspoon of salt and a teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda. If you usually use very smooth salt, maybe slightly less. If it's coarse, a bit more. And then to that I just give it a good whisk with my handheld mixer for about 5 minutes. I always say that the aim here is not perfection. So the next thing is vanilla extract and almond extract. I use Moroccan almond extract. If you've got the normal one, that will do. I'll just mix that into the batter for about 2 minutes. Notice how fluffy it's getting. I wish you could just get the aroma coming out. Beautiful. Now this is optional. I feel like a banana bread is not complete without your nuts, so I use roasted almond nuts that have been sliced, as well as raisins. It gives it the necessary kick and makes it really nutty with the almond extract before and the almond flour. So there's a trend here. And then with a spatula, I mix in a bowl, and that's ready to go into the oven.
This is ready to go in the oven. I put the oven to warm up at 350 degrees, and I'll bake it for 50 minutes. So for now, I'll just line my bread tin with some butter. Don't forget to leave the butter out so that it's room temperature, and this, prevents it from sticking. And to this, I'll add some dry flour.
Make sure you give enough room for when it rises after it's ready, so don't fill it up to the brim. This could go slightly higher, but I just decided to do a smaller one. Don't ask me why. I like it really crunchy, like a biscuit. So this is what I was trying to do here. I usually just like to make myself a small one that just, really nice and crunchy. Now into a preheated oven at 180 degrees centigrade or 350 Fahrenheit.
The most cruel thing to do now is just to sit tight, wait for 50 minutes for it to bake, to come out moist in the inside and crunchy on the outside. And I'll show you once it's ready. And set the timer so that you're not too late. It is important that it takes a long time to bake slowly and perfectly.
50 long minutes later, I do the test before I take it out. So I just use a toothpick. Like most of you know, you just put it in there. If it comes out dry, it's ready. Another trick is don't take it out of the baking pan yet. Let it stay in and soak up all that moisture so it's not too dry. But not for too long because it'll get soggy. The sweet spot is leave it for 10 minutes and then put it in a drying rack to cool down for 20 minutes. Times like this, I really wish that you could get the aroma coming out. It smells beautiful. Just look at it. It looks very nice and moist as well as bouncy inside.
It's crunchy on the outside and nice and very moist on the inside. So let me give it another cut. Just hear that. Just hear that. Time for the taste test. I cannot wait to. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.